Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. This is the Dynamite review for the 19th of January 2022. And so, really a decent enough show. Obviously, with any Dynamite show or AEW program in general, there's stuff to be missed and stuff that really doesn't matter, but there's some really good stuff, including the way they opened the show this evening, which is the Jon Moxley promo. Jon Moxley's Wild Thing blasts through, opening the show. Moxley emerges. He receives a welcome back chant from the crowd in Washington, D.C. Moxley tells the fans that he's ready to be back, and so one fan tells Moxley off, and he gets into it with them verbally. Vulgarities are exchanged by the fan and also by Moxley. Kind of a moment. Moxley discusses a dream where his success and prosperity was questioned. He also says he has a lot of scars, but the scars that are inside are the ones that are really important. They're the ones that people can't see, the scars that make us people and the people that we are, and nobody should be ashamed. There's plenty of people willing to write Moxley off, but he doesn't run from his demons. He just beats the junk out of them. Everyone who supported him, thank you. And in 2022 is going to be his year. He'll grab the world of professional wrestling by the groin and do what he wants. He says he's truly free. He says he's been to hell and back, and no one in AEW can put him through what he's been through. He's thirsty, and the only thing he drinks now is blood. MJF and Wardlow were in the locker room. MJF calls out CM Punk for being a coward, but then said the real reason he's there is to apologize to Wardlow. Wardlow's birthday, and MJF is sorry. However, Wardlow put his hands on MJF, and for that he's going to have to dock his pay. With that being said, he believes that Wardlow, just like he believes in Shawn Spears against Punk tonight. Then we go to Adam Cole and Dr. Britt Baker, first couple of AEW versus Orange Cassidy and Kurt Statlander. Match is decent mixed tag rules. Women and men only can be in the ring with their respective gender. Best Friends team controlling the match early. Statlander hits a vertical suplex that's in delayed format. They take out Cole and Baker at ringside until they celebrate for too long. Cole and Baker then come out and take them out with super kicks ahead of the commercial. Once back, Orange reaches Statlander for the hot tag. She goes nuts on Baker before a Blue Thunder Bomb for near fall. Baker then comes back with a cradle and a neck breaker, leading to both women tagging in their partners. Cole then hits an enziguri, but Orange comes back with a stunner. Baker then gets a blind tag, lands curve stomp on Orange Cassidy, and Statlander comes in and cuts her off. Climbing of the ropes, Cole then basically blocks a Statlander attack. Statlander hits the Area 451. Orange hits the beach break on Cole for near fall. Orange then goes on for the orange punch, but Cole rolls into the ramp and then nails him with a super kick. Cole then wants a Panama Sunrise. Statlander pushes Orange back into the ring. Baker then blindsides her with a super kick and then destroyer on the ramp area. Back in the ring, Cole hits Panama Sunrise on Orange Cassidy for near fall. Cole and Baker set up a timekeeper's table at ringside. Orange hits the orange punch, but Cole moves out of the way. Orange punches Baker and sends her through the table. Cole then hits a low blow. Orange then hits the boom for the win, or is hit with the boom for the win, sorry. Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz are backstage. Jericho said he doesn't care about Eddie Kingston, but Ortiz and Santana do care. Santana asked if Jericho was the reason they're not tag champs. He said next week they'll focus more on themselves than on the unit. I don't know. This is flat, and honestly, if they took Santana, Ortiz, and Jericho off TV, I don't think the product would lose anything. Adam Cole was backstage. He said Orange Cassidy has been a thorn in his side, and then puts his hands on his girlfriend. What more does Cole need to do? He proposed next Wednesday, Cole versus Orange, no DQ, lights out match. He's going to try to end Orange's career. MJF joins commentary. Video package for Punk versus Spears airs before the match. CM Punk defeats Spears, GTS, in about less than 10 seconds. After the match, MJF enters the ring. He tries to escape, but Punk grabs the Burberry scarf. MJF leaves the scarf behind in order to run away. Billy Gunn talks to Christian Cage. Why is Billy Gunn on my TV at nearly, 55 years old? The Gun Club is ranked in the top 5, and Billy wants them to get a title shot against Jurassic Express. Christian blows him off, but then the Gun Club attack and sends him repeatedly into the garage door. I guess if you need to get a tag team championship match, this is one way to get to it. Cody Rhodes returns during commercial break. Cody comes out and he puts over Punk as the comeback of the decade. Cody in turn leads the Revolution. He want to know why he won't turn heel, they ask, because the fans cheer him when he needed it the most. Before there was a forbidden door, he was the one that built the door. He was the one that brought changes to AEW. He said Brody King has the guts to come to AEW and call himself Brody. He then turned his attention to TNT Championship. The only reason it's a secondary title right now is because there's two. Climbs the ladder and challenges Sammy Guevara. He had brought a ladder to the ring, by the way, for a unification match at Beach Break. Not a bad segment, although I'm hoping it leads to Cody winning the championship back and more of a tease, because Sammy Guevara is honestly just a completely flat, kind of athletically gifted, gymnastically gifted independent worker, but nothing more than that. They really haven't done anything to give him a quality character in the time he's been with the company. Tony Schiavone's backstage with Jade Cargill issuing an open challenge for the TBS Championship. Anna Jay has accepted. Mark Sterling dismisses Jay, but John Silver hyped her up. Jay said she will do whatever it takes to win. Cargill said this is that, well, chick's show. Kings of the Thorn, Malachi Black and Brody King defeats the Varsity Blondes, Pillman and Garrison. King's first match in AEW. Surprised early on with forearm from Pillman. Pillman hesitates on the springboard due to falling on one last week. King then takes out the Blondes at ringside, and then Black isolates Pillman in the ring. King then hits the Dante's Inferno for a quick win. Post-match, a Pac video plays. Pac addresses Black, calling him self-absorbed and power-hungry. I still don't understand after all this time what Pac is supposed to be. Lance Archer video airs. Jake Roberts speaks on behalf, saying Archer won't wait that long in line anymore. Hangman Page offered him a world title match. Roberts said that this was time for Page to bite the dust. Brandon Cutler, why is he on my television, tries to set up the Cutler cam before Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta walk up, and they do their own thing. Romero then says, best friends, we're just tired of losing to the Elite. But then he remembered and reminded them all of Roppongi Vice and beat the Young Bucks, challenged the Bucks to a match. I guess this is fine, but it's not really necessary. Lance Archer with Jake Roberts and Dan Lambert defeat Frankie Kazarian. Match goes for a longer time than it needs to. Kazarian gets no major sequences. Archer beats him around, and honestly, the match could have been shorter, but Archer hasn't been on TV in a while, so maybe they're trying to reestablish him. Archer attacks before the bell and beats Kazarian down through a commercial break. Then Kazarian counters the Blackout and lands a missile dropkick. Archer comes back with a choke slam, black hole slam. Archer then hits the Blackout for the win. Post-match, Schiavone asks about the relationship between Archer and Dan Lambert. Lambert blows him off and addresses Hangman Page, rambling about nothingness until Archer cuts him off. He's about to chokeslam Kazarian into a chair until Page walks out. He slaps Archer across the face and trades strikes until Archer gets the better of that exchange. Archer then goes for the chair, but Page attacks him with a boot. Page goes for the buckshot, but Archer counters, and neither man left the segment laying. This is a decent segment, and even though Archer's just a transitional challenger, it has value. So Dante Martin, Matt Sydal, and Lee Moriarty backstage, they said they have each other's backs. Exactly who cares about basically three enhancement talents who do high-flying moves? Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs says Dante should watch his back. Chris Statlander and Red Velvet are backstage. Layla Hirsch walks up and accused Statlander of not being focused enough on their matches in the past, or the most recent one on Rampage. Velvet then tries to calm her down, but Hirsch tells her to shut up. Hirsch attacks them both and locks on an armbar on Statlander until the officials break it up. At least they're giving Statlander Statlander and Hirsch something to do. Two of the better women in the division. Anyway, Serena Deeb defeats Sky Blue. Deeb out-wrestles Blue early, then guillotining her over the ropes. quickly hits the deep tox and attacks Blue's knee before applying the Serenity Lock for the quick win. Dan Lambert and Men of the Year backstage. Ethan Page challenges Jon Moxley to a match on Rampage. That should do a good number. So the Rampage lineup as of now for the 21st of January. Moxley versus Page, Young Bucks for Pungy Vice, Hook versus Pentaco, and Jade Cargill, Anna Jay. Probably the best Dynamite move, Rampage move in a while. AEW Dynamite for the 26th, ladder match, Cody Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz versus Garcia and 2.0. Who cares about this at that point? Lights Out, Adam Cole, and Orange Cassidy. That could be good, and it is a logical progression. And then Layla Hirsch against Red Velvet. Layla Hirsch needs fresh meat. Anyway, Andrade and Hardy Family Office are backstage. Hardy sells Andrade 51% of Hardy Family Office, but Hardy Family Office will still hold the majority of board of directors seat. Hardy will be CEO. Andrade is the new president. From now on, they'll be known as AHFO. Andrade is still looking for that little boy Darby Allin. Before the match, video aired of the Acclaimed mocking Sting and Darby Allin, black and white vignettes. Darby Allin and Sting defeat the Acclaimed, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens. Acclaim attack during Sting's entrance. Wrap a chair around Darby's neck and send him into the ring post. Official calls for the doctors. Darby match hasn't started yet. Sting opts to start the match 2-on-1. Sting holds his own, fighting off both members of the Acclaimed. And then Bowens avoids a Stinger splash. Sting is met with a dropkick for 2 count. And then the Acclaimed isolate Sting and beat him down through a commercial break. Once back in the ring, Sting lands a bunch of clothesline locks on the Scorpion Deathlock. Bowens breaks it up after attacking Sting with the boombox on the outside. The Acclaimed lock on the attack into the steel steps, but Darby Allin reappears out of nowhere with a diving tackle on Caster. Darby then gets a hot tag, lands a coffin drop on both of the Acclaimed, and then hits a code red for a near fall. Darby locks Caster in a handspring guillotine. Caster reaches Bowens for the tag. Mic drop follows, but Sting breaks up the pin attempt. Caster then recovers, leaning over the table at ringside. Sting then lands a diving splash, sending him through the table, but back in the ring, Darby hits a stunner and a coffin drop for the win. Like I said, overall, not a bad deal of Dynamite. However, too many segments, and ultimately, sometimes it moves fast for the sake of moving fast without a great deal of hard line value.